Welcome back to the channel. If you're thinking about buying a new home in Calgary, Alberta, or the surrounding areas, you've probably heard all the good stuff from your real estate agent or developer. Shining countertops, open concept layouts, and sparkling new appliances. But today we're going to dive into some things that they don't tell you. There's a bonus tip in the middle and one at the end, so stick around. From hidden costs to construction delays, we're pulling back the curtain so you can make the most informed decision possible. Whether you're a first time home buyer or are moving into a new community, this video will give you insights you won't find in a sales brochure. Ready to uncover some real estate secrets? Let's get started. When you're buying a new home, the sticker price is just the beginning. One thing that often surprises buyers is the hidden costs and fees that come into play as the deal moves forward. You might feel confident about the price tag on that dream home, but the real costs might be lurking in the fine print. A new home is fantastic investment, but knowing about all the additional expenses upfront can save you from getting blindsided later on. Let's break down some of the most common hidden costs you need to be prepared for. First, let's talk about the closing costs. This is a term you might have heard before, but many buyers underestimate how much can add up to in the total. The costs cover a range of necessary expenses to finalize your home purchase, including legal fees, disbursements, and moving costs. One thing that often surprises people in this is the utility hookup fees, connecting your new home to electricity, water, and gas. And gas isn't free. You should budget around $1,500 to $2,500 for closing costs, depending on the price of your home. Next, let's discuss homeowners association fees. If you're buying in a new development, especially one with amenities like parks, walking trails, or community pool, there's a good chance you'll be part of the HOA. What does that mean? Well, you need to pay monthly or annual fees to keep those shared spaces looking beautiful. In some communities, these fees might be as low as $100 per month. Others, and they could go up at several hundred. But here's the kicker. HOA fees often increase over time as the maintenance costs go up. So be sure to ask about the current fees and, if possible, find out the historic increase. Bonus tip number 1. If the builder wants you to use the lawyer, ask them to cover the legal fees for your lawyer to avoid conflict of interest. It doesn't hurt to ask. Please like and leave a comment below. Lastly, property tax. This is one of those costs that people sometimes forget when budgeting for a new home. Property taxes vary depending on the location, the size of your lot, and the value of your home. While taxes may seem manageable at first, they can rise over time as property values increase. You'll want to get an estimate from the local municipalities. Keep in mind that taxes can significantly impact your monthly costs and may be higher in new developments compared to older neighborhoods due to added infrastructure costs. Building a new home is exciting. There's nothing quite like watching your dream home take shape. You get to pick out the finishes, customizing the floor plan. Everything is brand new. But here's the thing. Construction timelines are rarely set in stone. Sometimes these things do go as planned. You've probably heard the term move-in ready, but depending on your various factors, your actual move-in date could be delayed by weeks or even months. I've seen some by a year. Let's go over a few reasons why that might happen. First, we have weather conditions. Alberta is known for its unpredictable weather. One minute it's sunny, the next is a snowstorm blows in. Heavy snow or rain can easily slow down construction. In extreme cases, it can halt progress until the weather improves. Winter construction often takes longer since freezing temperatures can affect everything from pouring concrete or doing the roof. So if you're buying a home during the colder months, you might want to ensure that the move-in time hasn't been affected. Next, let's talk about permits and approvals. Before construction can begin, builders need to obtain all the necessary permits from the local government office. This process sometimes can take longer than expected, especially if there are zoning issues, despite with neighbors or unexpected red tape. What's more, if your builder is handling multiple projects, they might face delays in getting their permits for your home. My advice, always ask your builder for updates on the permit process and keep in mind that it's out of their hands until the local authorities give the green light. Finally, there's issues of supply chain delay. This has become a common problem in recent years, with shortage of building materials like lumber, steel, and even appliance delays delaying construction timelines across the country. If there's a hold up in getting the materials your builder needs, your home's completion date could get pushed back. Sometimes it's a global issue, but even local events like strikes or transportation problems can cause issues as well as delays. Your best bet is to stay close to communication with your builder to understand how these factors might affect your timeline. One of the biggest draws to buying a new home development is the idea of moving into a growing, vibrant community. It's exciting to be part of something new where everything from the roads to the playgrounds is fresh and modern. But before you get too carried away with excitement, there are a few things you should know about community development that might not be front and center in those glossy brochures. What you see isn't always what you get. Developers often sell homes based on future plans of the community. That means parks, schools, shopping centers might not exist yet. In fact, they could still be years away from the completion. For example, if you're told a new school will be built soon, ask for specifics. It's already approved by the city. Has the construction started? If it hasn't, you could be waiting much longer than expected. It's always a good idea to get a realistic timeline for any future amenities. Another thing to consider is nearby construction. Moving into a brand new home is a new community is amazing until you realize the construction next door might continue for several years. New homes are often built in phase, so while your home is finished, your neighbors might not be. This can lead to construction noise, dust, and temporary road closures, all of which can affect your daily life. It's always a good idea to ask your builder or real estate agent about the development timeline for the rest of the community so you know what to expect. Let's talk about HOAs again. In some new developments, especially those shared amenities, you'll be required to follow HOA rules and regulations. These can be great for keeping the community looking clean, well maintained, but they can also feel restrictive. Some HOAs limit what color you can paint your home, how you landscape your yard, and even whether you're allowed to park a boat or RV in your driveway. Before you buy, make sure you review the HOA guidelines thoroughly. Some people love them while others find them frustrating. And there you have it. Buying a new home in Calgary is an incredible opportunity, but it's important to go in with your eyes wide open. From hidden fees and potential construction delays to understanding community development, there are a lot of moving parts that might not be immediately obvious. But don't worry, with a little research and preparation, you'll be well on your way to find your dream home. Remember, it's always a good idea to ask questions, dig a little deeper, and make sure you're fully prepared before making such a big decision. If you found this video helpful, please leave your comments. Bonus tip number 2, put in the contract that realtor will cover legal fees if the builder won't. If it's in writing, they can't back out. The other thing you can also do is try to get the plan for that whole development. Recently, I've been seeing where they start building houses, and before you know it, and you moved in, what they put in the backyard or in the back area, like they did in one area outside Calgary, was put a huge parking space. That parking space was, I think it was 6 stories. It looked like a monstrosity, but what the developer did was build houses all the way around it so they could cover up the mess. People didn't like that. It dropped the value of their houses big time. So if you're really looking to buy a property, you should check out what they're building around there. Because before you know it, the next door neighbor could be a gas station or a convenience store or a parking mall.